Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, a podcast about playing games together, whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how, it only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
Hi, Grace Novak.
Hi, Craig McGowan.
That's our names. This is episode 21 of the Saves Together podcast. That's not really the title. I guess it's just Saves Together. Should we change the title to the Saves Together podcast?
I think the title is... Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, actually, because Saves Together is the podcast.
Yeah,
the other stuff
so-
is supplementary.
Right.
So this is welcome to Saves Together, episode 21. Today's game of choice is
Lovers.
Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime.
Yeah, I just found out that that's a song.
Spacetime, the space part's not, but the rest is all what's his name? George Cockburn?
I don't know.
That's
you
not
tell
it.
me. That's not a good name if that's his name.
It's close, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, that's not important. But you know what is important?
It's kind of important. I mean, isn't that what the title is based off of?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is, but I don't care.
It's on the Nintendo Switch.
You know
Just
what
wanted
else is
to
more
say.
important? Oh, what?
I just wanted to
You know
say
what
it's
else
on
is
the...
important?
What?
What have you been playing?
I've
Because
been
you're
playing-
important.
Wow. Thank you. I've been playing Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I don't think I talked about that last time. Last time I was
Yeah.
playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
Now I have finished and I've beaten Red Dead 2, which I'm very proud of because that is a long game.
Now, you say that,
Yes.
yet you're the queen of the 100-hour JRPG.
You know,
And you probably spent, what, 30 hours with Red Dead?
I'm also proud of myself when I beat JRPGs, okay? Let me just say. I'm always proud of myself for beating a long game because it can be a goddamn tribulation. I beat it. Now I'm playing Spyro. Spyro's great as usual. It's usual. Awesome. It's almost like I've gotten used
not
to
as usual.
As usual
Spyro's
as in
Spyro's been good back then, and it's good now.
Yes, that's what I meant.
So that's not as usual because there's a bunch of shit in between.
Anyway, it's a good game. I recommend it. Even if you haven't played Spyro before, they've made the gameplay, even smoother. There's still like some weird hard parts that are definitely like, oh, this is a retro game, but it's very playable. Very much holds up in the gameplay side of things.
Incredibly fun to watch.
Yeah, it's very beautiful to look at for sure.
I haven't played it. I'll probably mess around with it. I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
But you have beaten the first?
I've beaten the first and I'm on the second.
And there's 3, right? It's a trilogy?
Mm-hmm. And I've 120%ed the first. I'm probably going to platinum because when I was a kid, these were the first games that I played multiple times and 100%ed multiple times. So I'll most definitely get the platinum.
Do you know how old you were?
I don't, let me think. I think I was in 4th grade. How old is that?
I don't know. The first one came out in 1998. I would have been 8.
I was probably 8 actually when I played these games.
So on September 11th, I was in 7th grade and I was 11.
4th grade's like 8, I'm pretty sure. Like 8 or 10. That's really different.
11 is what did I just say? 11 is 7th, so 6th is 10. 5th is 9, 4th is 8.
Okay, I'm right.
Wow.
I was 8. I was 8 when I played these games.
And that's how you do math.
That's when I lived in the woods. So
What?
I lived in Great Falls National Park. You know,
What?
there's one house in Virginia. There's a national park called Great Falls, and I lived there. The one house in the park, I was there for a while.
Playing Spyro.
Playing Spyro, that's right. So what are you playing?
Red Dead still, but didn't we talk? I like it. I like taking my time with it.
Yeah. You're doing most of the missions, it looks like.
I'm enjoying. I'm ready to finish it, but that always sounds degrading. That's not the right word. I'm ready to be done with it in the sense that there's other games I want to play, but I'm not fed up with this game.
Yeah, I think right. I think the key here is there's other games that you want to play. There's just so many games we have right now and that are coming. Smash is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and the PlayStation Classic is in a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
And I have Pokemon Let's Go that I'm playing solo while we play. My copy I'm playing solo while we play co-op for an episode.
Next episode will be that one, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're playing that on your copy.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
I'm only playing up until where we are, but so far it hasn't, I haven't been playing that much, so it's not been limiting me.
Right.
I'm not caught up, I'm still playing it quite a bit.
So what do you say we talk about lovers? All right, you know what?
No. Yeah, we're going to talk
I've
about...
already sung once.
Yeah, we're going to talk about lovers in a dangerous space-time now. developed by Asteroid Base and published by Asteroid Base.
What is this asteroid base done?
I don't know. This game.
Really?
Small shit like
Okay,
this. This
yeah.
isn't like a big...
This is a pretty indie game.
Yeah. It was also part of ID at Xbox, which is interesting because I would have thought that meant you had to make your game like PC Windows exclusive. But here we are with a game on Switch and PlayStation.
What does it mean to be Xbox ID? Like, I don't get that.
ID at Xbox is their indie games, like, I don't know if it's grants or funds or what, or however it works, but it helps push indie games. I don't know what, I don't, you know, it'd be easy enough to
Probably
find
like
out.
a fund, I'm guessing.
Or maybe it's just
Incubator.
Help. Like maybe it's just like, come to us with questions about publishing, or come to us about, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? They probably have money though. They probably give you money, I mean. It came out for Windows, Linux, Mac, and Xbox all at the same time, September 9th, 2015. Then, in February 9th of 2016, it came out on PlayStation 4. And then, all the way
Wow, this is
much
an older
farther.
game than we...
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was
Much
this old.
farther, Switch, October 3rd. I was very excited about this game from the jump, because I remember it came out at like PAX 2014 or 13.
Wow.
And I had been following it because the idea behind this game is one that I like quite a bit, where everybody has a role making a machine function, or what? Yeah, I don't know how to call it. I don't know what this mechanic is called, but I love it. It's
That
in Sea of
sounds
Thieves.
about right.
Yeah, it's in Sea of Thieves. It's in Guns of Icarus. It's
You know, that's what I used to like about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original one. I remember I would play as the droids, and I would just go and heal the ship. That's all I would do. I would just go in the back of the ship and just like heal the machinery.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fun, like feeling like I was like a normal droid. I mean, that's so like diminutive, but that's what I did.
And that's not even designed to be, you know,
Right,
like that's
right.
just a function of a cool thing you can do. Imagine if you could then have one person is piloting the ship, one person is moving the shields, 4 people are on the cannons.
Star Trek, that VR game is kind of like that.
That's a great example of this type of thing. I want to work together to get a goal done, but not like we talked about with Mario Party, the rapids shit where we have to do the same. Like,
Right, that's not the same thing.
that's not the same thing.
You
want to
be working together, but having different jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you call that if it was a genre?
Yeah.
It's a good
Machine function. Like it's something about
something
like
about a machinery.
yeah.
It's like being a cog in a machine.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a cool way to play a co-op game for
And
sure.
for me, that adds so much immersion, I think, to me.
Yeah, because you have to communicate. That's what's interesting. Like you're not just sitting there and being quiet. You have to say things to each other because you're doing different jobs.
And
so you're like, jump on this gun, go do this, activate this. It's fun that way, you know.
And you get to be the star of that position. It's
That's
like
true.
you are the reason we succeeded. Thank you. It's not like
Or you're the reason
your
we
character.
failed.
It's not like your character did all the damage
Right.
and you did half the damage, so you kind of didn't help. Like
Would you say World of Warcraft and MMOs where you play the roles of like the tank and the DPS is kind of like that? It's not the same.
very kind of.
Right.
It doesn't give me the same feelings.
Which makes sense because it's a little different.
I think there is a key ingredient of you're a little guy who can jump out of you can stop. You know
don't
what I
have
mean?
to be a little guy.
Yes,
I know what you're saying. You
within
can
the
change
machine,
roles.
Yeah, or you can just sometimes playing Sea of Thieves, my crew while I'm piloting, I'm able to handle like the sails and the turning, and they'll just be getting drunk in the basement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there has to be that remove yourself. There doesn't have to be, but that's a part that I really enjoy.
It. Right.
You have to be able to remove yourself from being important. Whereas in World of Warcraft, your character is always going to be important, even if you don't help the team. It's like, yo, you're the heel. Like,
Right.
I don't know, but it is similar.
I see what you mean.
It is similar. It's like team mechanics on top of a team, on top of machine mechanics.
But it is different.
Before we talk about our experiences and our factors, there was something I thought was weird. And you'll understand more why I thought it was weird when we talk about our thoughts about this game. I said the game came out in 2015, but the Wikipedia article says by 2016, the developers added 4-player co-op on top of the original 2-player co-op mode. Now just keep that in your brains as we go through our discussion.
So there was not originally a 4-player co-op.
Just keep that in your brains
I can't even believe
as we
that.
go forward.
I can't even believe that that's true.
Let's start with our factors. The first factor, the type of co-op.
Local and couch.
Yep.
I don't think there is an online capability.
There definitely is. I'm not going to say
Not for
that.
the Switch.
Not on Switch, I
Right.
don't think.
We only play this on the Switch.
I played the first level on PC. We did the NVIDIA X Game Center. I don't know what it's called. You could stream your game and give controls to another person over the internet. So my friend in Seattle was playing a 2-player couch co-op game with me.
Oh.
So that was fun in a kind of unique way to control, to play a game that's designed for being right next to each other. Speaking of playing a game that's right next to each other, what's the control scheme here? We added this section just over the last week of, hey, we should mention kind of
controllers and stuff.
Types of controllers and whatever. And
this became because of Pokemon Let's Go. So we'll talk more about that next episode. But Pokemon Let's Go is why we added this, basically. So you control with the Joy-Cons for Switch.
So you split the Joy-Cons and you play with the one single Joy-Con.
Little baby Joy-Con.
I'm sure you could sync up other controllers.
Yeah, I'm not, and we didn't try.
But
and it's not really necessary. You feel like you have enough with the little Joy-Con. You know, some games with the little Joy-Con, you're like, this isn't enough. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. There aren't that many controls in this game.
You
There's
have
like
just
2
your
controls.
up, down, left, right. So your ship, it's a 2D game, sort of like a shmup. Sort of.
Yeah.
You know, going through the world.
It reminds you of Starfield. Remember that old game with the...
No. Asteroids?
I'm not even... this is a game I don't think anyone else has played, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Sounds like an Asteroids clone.
Yeah, kind of.
The hand motion you were making looked like Asteroids.
Generally.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not really a shmup, but it's a... whatever the hell these are called. But it's 2D, so you only go up and down in your ship to get to your various rooms, to get to your guns, or... what are the... You have
4 guns, you have a shield, you have like a power weapon, and you have the engine, and you have the map.
You are generally switching between sides of the ship when things are attacking you from all sides, and you are...
You're a circular ship.
And then your shield is about, I'd say, a quarter or less.
Well, yeah, a quarter or less.
Covering your circular ship, and you have to be in the shield spot and move it around to block incoming attacks.
Right.
And that's a really cool mechanic.
Yeah, well, it's fun.
That's probably my favorite. I played the shield.
Yes.
Most of the time.
I played the engine most of the time.
And I really enjoy the shield. I don't know why. It's because it's like simple, but...
But it's like challenging. You have to be on it. You can't just like fall asleep at the wheel at the shield. None of these, honestly, you can fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. I enjoyed, for some reason, trying to predict where you were about to run into.
Yeah, right.
Like you'd be going through a tight cavern.
Yeah, you always would do it at the walls.
She'd be... moving through a tight cavern, and I just, like, I'm going to move it down to the left because I think she's about to hit that rock. Most of the time, you did pretty good.
Thank you.
You did pretty good.
Thank you.
Shared looter XP.
Not really loot. There's collectibles that you unlock through the game's save file.
And you're playing on one account, so...
Right. You can just pick cute little avatars, and you can change them at the beginning of, like, setting up your game each time. You don't have to, like, stick to one forever.
Yeah, little aliens and then eventually some little animals.
They're so cute. I love the aesthetic of this game, for sure.
Friendly fire. Can you hurt each other in any way?
No, but you can knock each other off of position.
And I didn't know that.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't, because I was very confused the first time I saw it happen, but I didn't say anything because I was like, oh.
Are you talking about when we were playing with other people?
When we played this the first time, we played 2 levels, just Grace and
2 levels being 4 levels. We played 2 campaigns. So it was like 8 levels plus 2 bosses. So we played 2 of those. It eventually got too hard. Let's just talk about this now. It eventually got way too hard, and we realized, actually, we don't want to play this anymore with just the 2 of us. And we're like, okay, maybe we'll have some friends over, something like that, because we do kind of like the game.
It stopped being fun.
Right.
It would have been at the time the lowest I'd ever give a game a score, because
it was pretty bad. It just was too hard for 2 of us. So we went on vacation, and we met up with my family, and my brother and his girlfriend were there, and they played with us, and we beat the game with them. The rest of the game we beat with them.
And it was fun.
And it was much more fun
and
with 4 people.
While we're struggling with the 2-player, we're like, I don't think this game is designed for 2 players.
Yeah, it just feels like you can't possibly cover the ship enough to not get hit on all sides, especially when it starts getting intense.
So if she's piloting and I'm shielding, and then we start getting attacked, she has to jump out of the pilot seat and run to one of the cardinal directions where the guns are.
There's 4 guns.
And while she's running up to the top gun, the enemies are too fast around the outside of your ship. the enemies move too quickly to different locations that by the time she ran up to the top gun, he's probably moved over to the left gun and you can't actually hit him. So then, okay, now you gotta jump out and jump to there. I can't get off the shield because if I get off the shield, we're getting hit. And so you're constantly in this stupid, not fun dance of like running from gun to gun, but not in a fun way. Like Sea of Thieves, the pacing of this one is too fast, so it isn't fun. Sea of Thieves.
For 2 people.
Yeah, for 2 people. Sea of Thieves, when you're on the right cannons and then your boats turn and now you need to run to the left, you have time to run over there, get in position, and be ready. You know what I mean? Like the combat is the speed with which it's balanced to how the mechanics work. But this, it doesn't feel like the combat is balanced for 2 people.
Yeah, I'm curious if they make the difficulty easier if they stagger difficulty with how many players you have. It doesn't seem like they did.
No way, because we couldn't do it.
Yeah, we tried like a couple times. We're like, actually, we're not gonna do that.
And so to find out this game was originally a 2-player game.
Right, that's crazy to me.
Does that mean
it really feels like it's balanced for 4 people? 4 people, this game felt very strong. It still wasn't even too easy. It was never too easy with 4 people. We beat it and we didn't die. Actually, I don't think we wiped once. But it still felt challenging enough that we had to be like on our shit the whole time.
We were all like relatively good at our jobs.
Right.
When we first played the game, I thought I wanted to talk about if you'd make a game. This is when I thought the game was supposed to be for 4 players, which it is now. I would still say it's made for 4 players. Don't play this with 2 people, in my opinion.
And it's funny because when we were talking about this, we're like, why is it called Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime if you need 4 people?
Yeah, is that like commentary
2 people cannot, yeah, I know.
On polyamory?
2 people cannot do this by themselves and have fun and like each other by the end.
Right. And so I was like, you name your game Lovers, that implies 2 people just in our current, culture. So it's weird to me that this game is like, nah, you need 4. Like, I don't.
I mean, the game doesn't say it, but the game says it without telling you, you know?
It says it with the most, like, not saying it, but definitely saying it way. Like, it just, like I said, this game was going to be the lowest score I would have ever given a game because.
It was like playing 2 different games.
Yeah.
With and without the other 2 people we played with.
Separate mode or full?
Full mode. That's the whole game.
Yep.
Very clearly designed around co-op. You cannot play by yourself. Can you play by yourself?
Probably. And I'm sure someone's speed ran this thing by themselves.
I'm really curious. No, I don't think you can because when you start the game, there's already 2 pods.
Oh.
You may not even be able to play this single player.
I wish that they would. If you have 2 people, you should be able to ask for some AI.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe that's how it was originally when you only had 2 people. But then, I don't even know how they would design. I feel like that kind of AI to design that would be crazy difficult.
The next factor is things to unlock.
Oh, there's ships. There's cute little avatars. We eventually unlock the bunny, the fox, the bird, and the froggy. And they're so cute. I like the froggy.
You can also unlock more gem slots for your different pieces that you can, for your
you get little
roles.
Upgrades while you play. And essentially I liked this part of it because you could combine them. There was like metal gem, beam gem, and a power gem. And you could combine them in different ways to change your guns, your engine, all your things into like crazy different tools. It was really cool.
Yeah. Every position on the ship was able to be upgraded with a gem. And then when you progress farther in the game, you get the ability to put 2 gems into each of these things.
Right.
So like a power gem would make the shield. I feel like 2 power gems is like the best for the shield. I think, although we didn't put a beam in the shield ever.
I think 2 power. Yeah, I don't know.
But that makes it almost. It's probably 40% of the ship. It extends the length of the shield and makes it a little faster. When you move the shield into position. So if I need to move it to the top, it goes away for a second as it's moving and then it reappears. So you're not protected while you're moving the shield. And when you add a power gem, it makes it a little bit that much faster to come back.
And the metal gem we didn't like for the shield because it didn't go away when it moved, but it was too slow. So basically there's like a pro and a con for each power up. Just depends on like your preferences. But it was fun because you could make each gun so different. And just depending on what side you're on, you're using something like completely crazy.
Combining just the 3 gems into each thing was enough.
Yeah.
3 types of gems.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a really fun thing. Like, whoa, what does this and this do? Oh my god, that's so neat.
What gems belong in what things, at least for our playstyle?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the guns, we changed it up a lot. You said about the shield. For the Yamamoto cannon, we liked 2 metal most of the time, which was...
The Yamamoto cannon is like the
power gun,
your emergency
basically.
Weapon.
Yeah.
And when it's by itself, you trigger it and it shoots for about 40% of the ship. It just shoots straight out and kind of rotates. But when you put the metal gem in, it turns into a buzzsaw that circles the ship twice, and it really is a good AoE. It like clears out.
That would be my job. I'd have to jump out of the end every time we got into the, essentially when you're trying to free, every level's condition is freeing enough little animal creatures to get you into the portal to go to the next level. And every time you have to do that, most of the time there's like waves of enemies. So I would get out and I would do the Yamamoto, then I would get back in.
It was very fun to scream, Yamamoto! Like, please, like, get there.
Activate the Yamamoto cannon.
This game sort of reminds me of Galaxy Z. Did you ever play that on PlayStation 4?
I did not.
It had like an 80s anime aesthetic, but it felt a lot like this game.
Was it co-op too?
It was a roguelike. It was not co-op. It was way too hard, and I could never beat the first level. But it's like that where you're exploring a zone of space to find some stuff, to then find the exit and move on.
Right.
Interruptive actions.
Just beating someone up to take their spot. And sometimes we did this accidentally. Not very often. Almost never happened. But sometimes someone would be like, oh, sorry, I didn't even realize you were there, when they're jumping in a gun. And that would stop the person from shooting. But other than that...
Does it stop the whole ship from functioning for a second?
Yeah, it pauses the game.
Yeah.
Which is nice because otherwise we may have gotten... I think you can get screwed if people are like trolling and doing it constantly.
Yeah. I didn't know what was happening the first time, but I just let it ride because it was all four of us playing. And I guess what, your brother...
We've done it before, I swear to God. When we first played the game, because I knew what was happening. I was like,
had no clue. I was like, oh, they must have got blasted out of their seat or something. Like, I was too busy watching the shield.
I knew what was happening.
Yeah,
I'm smart.
Yeah. Difficulty of the co-op, and let's roll in competitiveness of the co-op. Is it difficult?
There is no competitiveness. It feels very much like we're all working together. You're not getting anything over any. There's no score tallied at the end like this gun shot this much. Because first of all, you can change in different positions, so that wouldn't really help.
I wouldn't want to know that information either. I
think it works better as everyone is just gung-ho for the same purpose.
The thematic loversness would be destroyed if you told me, oh, well...
You're competing with your lover. You did jack shit. The challenge of the co-op was the co-op was challenging in a way that was really nice, but not too challenging. Like, we weren't yelling at each other by the end, but it was like to the point where, you're trying to tell people, hey, go shoot this, go shoot that. You have to communicate a bit, but a lot of times we could just kind of like do our own thing and it will flow pretty well. And it worked out because we eventually kind of took, like we were saying, we took our own position. So my brother and his girlfriend would do the guns, and me and Craig would do the engine and the shield and the Yamamoto. So eventually we kind of got into a flow of they would switch between the two and we would do our roles.
Yeah.
And it worked out pretty well that way.
Definitely. And the next factor is strategy and tactics. There's never any like grand strategy to the level, really.
No, I mean, the strategy was just like, where are we going next? Like, my brother would get on the map and he would help me like figure out, okay, where's the next bunny? Where's the next cat or fox?
He wouldn't get on the map and help you. He would get on the map and show you.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm just showing you.
When you jump in the map seat, it pauses everything and shows you the map.
Right.
And so he would just like, if he thought maybe she's going in the wrong direction, he would just kind of jump in there.
It was his passive-aggressive way of saying I was going somewhere wrong.
The only really intense tactical discussion we ever got into was that time where we had 1 minute left and there was a gem. Every time you start a new campaign, your ship goes back to no gems. So it's like kind of important to get gems quickly, or not quickly, but it's important to get the gems.
Yeah. And
there was a part where, okay, it's a time limit level, which there's only one or two. And the time limit is running out. We've got let's say we've got 3 minutes to finish.
We had 1 minute and 30 seconds to finish. I remember this. But we still needed 2 bunnies.
At the 3 minute mark, I feel it was like this. This is my memory.
No, I'm telling you, I remember. I was the one who was freaking out. Well, it was 1 minute and 30 seconds.
We had X amount of time to get to the X position. And then when we got to X position, it was only half the time. So we could technically go up and get the gem and come back down. And yeah, mathematically or whatever, like geographically, that would probably work. But there was like kind of a hot, heated, no anger at all, but kind of like a hot discussion about like, okay, let's do that. Are we doing this or not? And then we started going that way. And then it started ticking down the timer. And we finished that level with 1 second.
Yeah. That timed level was fine, but I'm glad that most levels were not timed because it was a very stressful moment.
Yeah. But fun because it was so few and far between.
Yes.
Though I think
I
my
think this.
sweet spot for levels is 7 minutes. If they were longer than like
Yes,
7, I was
yeah.
kind of like, I don't want to say bored. This is a weird thing. Does this happen to you in games where like a thing like that can be too long? Like it's not like you're done with the game. It's just like that level.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
because it starts to feel that there's more at stake. So if you die, you have to restart, and that's not ever
Yeah.
fun for any level, for any game. So
And then like progression curve wise, the fun gained per levels completed is not, you know what I mean?
we'll have to make a graph.
Yeah, I will need to make
There's
a
a
graph.
graph for this.
I figure 7 minutes is my sweet spot because we did one for like 18. I was like, this is
Really?
there was a very long one,
Yeah, I felt
maybe 15.
I
but
felt mostly it kept to an okay time. I think the average felt like around 10 minutes, 7 to 10.
and I generally at the last bunny from getting the last bunny to getting to the portal out of the level was generally my least favorite time on every level.
Right.
I was just like, I don't want to do. Can you just let us win after we get the
Yeah,
last bunny?
I wish it would just portal us out. But then again, you can get more than the required amount of bunnies to
Right.
rank up faster. So
Every level is completed at 5 bunnies, but there are 10 in each level.
yes, right.
Thinking about the 4-player versus 2-player thing got me thinking, when you design a game for 4 players, are you limiting it because not as many people are going to have, like, if we didn't have anyone else to play this with, we would have negative opinions about this game. So I would, if I ever saw it in the store, I'd be like, oh, that game, right? So when you design for a 4 or 3 or 5 or whatever player game, do you start hurting yourself at all? But I was thinking about that, and then I realized, like,
But
wait a
they
minute.
didn't design a 4-player game.
I
They
know,
designed a
well,
2-player game.
That's another wrench in my plan. But also then I was like, oh wait, Rainbow Six Siege is a great 5-player game. League of Legends is incredibly
the
popular.
answer is yes. You're limiting your base of people, but you count on the fact that there are like dedicated people that just want to play those kinds of games. So
Yeah.
yes, the answer is yes. You're hurting yourself, and I feel like
Or you're setting yourself up for a challenge that
it's just like anything with any game, movie. I mean, at some point, you're looking towards a certain audience, and some audiences are going to be turned off, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to sort of like accept it.
That's true.
Yeah,
like you decide like, okay, I will design for more people. So now my challenge is I don't get the like. I feel like a single player game is the most has the
ubiquitous
best
one.
chance
Yeah.
to catch on.
Right, because gamers in general, I think demographically are more times single players.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Because not only are there 2 people in a co-op pair that can each play their own single player game, but then a lot of people also don't have someone they always play games with.
True.
So,
But
you know what I mean?
then I keep going back to like Dota and League of Legends, which are huge monster
But
games.
in my opinion, those are a little bit like single player games because it's also different between couch co-op and online multiplayer. Feels different.
Okay,
Because in my opinion,
fair.
League of Legends is almost like a single player game in that you have so much of a base. You can play with so many different people, whereas this game I can only play with someone who's with me. And if I don't have
Interesting.
anyone with
Yeah.
me, then I can't play it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really a single player it's like a because I just like those games you have to play in a team, at least in my
Right.
experience. It's
But
not
it's
fun,
different than couch
but
co-op.
it is different, yeah. So
For sure.
couch co-op, the more people you require
Yes.
to have fun, the harder it is going to be for you.
Right.
Yeah, let's finish this off. Let's give it a
I'll
score.
give it a rate. Okay, I would say two people, I would give it a 2.1, and for 4 people, we didn't try 3 people, although I think it may have been much more doable with 3, but 4 was like the most fun, and I don't see why you wouldn't want to do it with 4 if you had 4. For 4, I would give it a 4.2. The experience was like a really good time. I think everyone enjoyed it. My brother and his girlfriend had no idea what this game was going into it. They're both gamers though. He's a more avid gamer than her. Neither of them are as avid as us, but they got into it immediately. They kind of got the controls really quickly. So yeah, it was a good time.
I'm not even going to rate 2-player. Doesn't deserve it.
Jeez, you're so harsh.
It was awful. And maybe part of that is my expectation.
That awful. It was just, yes. I think expectation-wise, I agree with you because so many people talk about this game in the context of 2 people playing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you set us up for failure
Big
because
time,
we
like-
thought this would be doable.
Yeah.
We've played A Way Out, we've played Unravel 2, both which are only 2-player games. There is no ability to have more players. and those worked out because that's how they are. But this one feels like it was not meant
Right.
for just two.
Right. Yeah.
But
It's not
originally
even
it
a,
was,
it's not
which is
even
crazy.
it was too challenging. I didn't have fun doing the challenge. It just felt impossible.
Yeah, it felt a little helpless.
And it sucks because like I mentioned, I knew about this game for a while. I was excited about this game. This is a Craig-ass game.
Let me just say the difficulty we're playing on was normal with just the two of us. So we could have played beginner, but I still feel like it really wouldn't have changed that much because we'd still be struggling in the same way,
It's
just
still-
going at a slower pace.
It's not even struggle. It's still not fun to stop your ship and both people jump out of what they're doing to switch to different things.
The flow of the gameplay is really interrupted.
To just get surrounded and then you have to jump to the other one. It's not, no. But 4-player, 3.987.
Okay.
I really liked it. And
Yeah.
it's very much, if you have 4 people that are willing, and it's decently short, I'd say.
I would say it's not necessarily a game for people that don't play games because it's not Mario Party,
yes,
where I
it's-
feel like you could drag someone who doesn't usually play games into playing Mario Party. But if anyone kind of plays games, I think they could be convinced.
It's a good, 4 of us like games, let's play. It's
Right.
not one of those.
It's a great double date situation.
Yeah. It's a great
Gaming double dating for this game.
game double date.
Yeah.
Double date games.
You can invite
Interesting.
another couple over for your double date or just a bunch of friends. You know, I'm just saying. These are situations in which you play this game.
You don't have to be lovers
You don't have to be
to play
lovers.
lovers. Snacks. That was gonna be a really cool transition.
Well, because we
or-
did this over Thanksgiving, I would say like cozy snacks, like a nice cup of hot chocolate that you can't reach for until you're paused.
every 10 to 15 minutes you're allowed to take a drink.
Yeah, because it's very much a game you don't get to stop and eat. So
well, you could ask. You could be like, "Can we stop
yeah,
here?"
can
And
we
then
stop and take a little snack break? Have some Christmas cookies or fried turkey. We had fried turkey over Thanksgiving. It was very good.
and fried pumpkin pie. That was
Yes.
very good too.
Fried Milky Way.
Fried potatoes.
Fried everything.
We fried a lot of stuff. I think, let's see, heart-shaped stuff. Is there like those Pillsbury cookies that are like
Yeah, the Valentine's ones.
yeah, they're like sugar cookies with a design in the middle.
Yeah, you cut them out.
When's the last time you had those?
Never.
Never. You've
No,
never
no.
had
I've
them.
had them before, but it's been a very long time. A very long time.
It's been a very long time, and your brain is lying to you. I had them sort of recently, and
Did I
then-
say they were good?
I don't know. I thought they used to be good. I guess you
I
didn't say
think-
they were good.
You
I
know,
used to think they were really good, and I bought some the other.
are they too sugary?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was a bad experience. All right, let's move into news. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Crackdown 3 is finally coming out February 15th, 2019.
Yes.
It's coming.
And it's co-op.
That's co-op, and the first game is free on Xbox Live to celebrate.
Is that also co-op?
I believe so.
Oh, we should
I
try.
guess I
I've
should
never
double
played a
check that.
Crackdown. I've never played a Crackdown.
Did 2 add the co-op, or was me neither? Really, I played the demo that was on
We
the
should try
Halo
it, man.
disc. Remember that? No.
No.
Crackdown 1 had a Halo demo. I don't remember. There's something about a demo with Crackdown, and that's the only thing I've played.
Okay.
Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu Edition, has set a sales record. 3 million sold in the first week. First week. That passes every other that passes every other Switch game, which I gotta say I'm not that surprised, even though it's a lesser
I'm a little surprised.
it's a lesser game, but it's that Pokemon seal.
Actually, I am surprised because I feel like the Nintendo Switch became a little bit like the Wii in the way that a lot of people who weren't playing games got it.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you remember when the Switch first came out and then people were like, whoa, like, I'm getting a Switch. And they weren't gamers? People
No.
did. Yes, this happened. People who don't play games have the Switch
I mean, so
because they thought it was really cool, like, as a piece of
I
technology.
guess not the.
I remember this.
All right.
He
I
doesn't believe me,
you.
but I'm right. Anyway, I think because of this, there are people that remember the first 150 Pokemon, the first generation, and like Pokemon Go, got into this.
See, now that's the thing. People are like, "Oh, it's the Pokemon Go was popular." Like, this is such a different thing that anyone who's into Pokemon Go.
No,
I don't
but I think they
these
marketed it like
cross-pollinate.
it. I think they do. I think that the people that were sort of into Pokemon, but they haven't played Pokemon game for years, were thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Let's go with Let's Go. Let's check it out. I got this Switch thingamabob. telling you, man.
Man, yeah, I mean, the numbers don't
This
lie.
is
It
all
sold
assumption,
well.
but I'm
So,
telling you. Yeah, numbers don't lie.
but that's exciting because that to me means when the Pokemon full-fledged RPG comes out, it's going to sell 5 million.
Better.
Like, because by then, it's supposed to be next year, right? By
Yes.
then, there'll be more Switches sold, and this is the one people actually want.
Apparently, this the old one was the one people actually
Yeah,
want.
right.
I mean, I have my thoughts, but you'll wait to find out.
Find out on episode 22 of
Find out
Saves
in
Together.
2 weeks.
Super Mario Tennis Aces. Super Ace Tennis. What's that game? Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis Aces.
Yes. Is getting 3 new characters. So you can co-op doubles all you want with Starfy?
No.
Nope.
Luma.
Luma.
God.
I think we had that same discussion
I
one
hate
time.
you.
Luma, is that from Galaxy?
Yeah, that's Rosalina's little guy.
And Rosalina's in there, so you could have a team of Rosalina and Luma.
The dream.
There should be a bonus if you
team.
do that kind of thing.
There should. They should have like a little co-op move together.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Pauline and Boom Boom. Now, first question I have to ask is, who's Boom Boom?
Well, Boom Boom is also... Okay, I'm pretty sure he's one of the bosses in Super Mario World. Like, one of the bosses at the end of the castle that isn't Bowser. I don't know, he's a bad guy, who cares? He's a Koopa with a big orange head. I don't know, man. Mario lore is not consistent.
Okay, that's fine. He looks like a Koopa Kid or whatever they're called.
He does, but he's not.
Oh.
He is not a Koopa Kid.
Got it. He's Boom Boom.
He's Boom Boom.
And that's cool. If
He's
you're still
from,
playing that game.
He's from Flintstones.
That's Bam Bam.
Boom
Bam
Boom
Bam
and
versus
Bam
Boom
Bam.
Boom. Ooh, that'd be a good fight.
And what's the little girl's name? Pow Pow?
Pebble.
I was going to say Pebble too, but I don't think that's
Her
right.
name is Pebbles.
Oh.
That's why they're Fruity Pebbles. Is
So
it
you're
Pebbles?
eating the child? See, I don't think it's
Whoa.
Pebbles.
It is. Confirmed it's Pebbles Flintstone.
Weird
Anyways,
that you're eating a cereal named after the little girl. That makes me feel odd.
I don't really
know.
care because they're tasty. I haven't had Fruity Pebbles in quite some
Me
time.
neither.
They get too soggy too quickly. They don't have a
Yeah.
non-nutritive cereal varnish on the outside
I feel
to
like
keep
if
them.
cereal had a rating, you'd have to consider the cereal factor of sogginess, sogginess time.
If-
What if you had a cereal podcast? There are cereal
There
podcasts.
are many
out there.
cereal podcasts.
Do you think
and
that they
They
time-
absolutely talk about the sog factor.
Listen, but what if they timed how long
They
from cereal to milk touching that it took to get soggy? That would be a fun.
Almost all
thing.
cereals is very instant. It's just a
No.
matter of if the sogginess is good or not.
Okay, let's move on.
The correct amount of milk for cereal, by the way, cereals like that is like a small amount. Like just splash it on there. If you could get a milk spritz gun, like a squirt, like when your cat is bad and you get that with
No,
milk and just
disagree.
a light dusting on all sides of the flakes, perfect
Okay.
amount of milk for cereal.
So he's a cereal connoisseur.
But if you're not playing Mario Tennis and instead you're playing Kirby Star Allies and you're thinking, why does Mario Tennis get all the new guys? You're in luck because there's 3 new people coming to Kirby Star Allies. In fact, I think since we've done an episode where we stack ranked them all, they've added it's just as many.
They've ruined our stack rank. Actually, no, because I don't really count them. They're like protagonists, not the dudes running around that you can take over.
But it's
Oh wait, no, we did count them.
yeah,
didn't
we
we
did. We had a
Damn it.
supplemental list.
Yeah.
But anyways, they've added a lot, but this is just like the most recent additions. The 3 Mage sisters, Susie, Taranza, and Magalore. I think they're all, even though they're the 3 sisters and they all look the same, they just have different colors. I think they're all separate characters. So it's not like you're playing. It's not like Ice Climbers.
Oh, that's weird.
But
Why do you even need so many of some character that I don't
what
even
if you
know?
want to be all the sisters? The 3 of you want to go on an adventure. Like I said, they've added a lot of characters to that game. That's really, I like that.
Sure.
I mean, we're not playing it. And
No, we're
I don't
not.
know anyone who is, but cool. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
All right, let's take it home. And before we do that, why don't you introduce us to a new game we might not know about?
Okay, so the game I'm talking about this week is Coffee Crisis. And this is, do you know about this one?
No, but you said coffee.
Craig does love his coffee. It's by Megacat Studios. It's coming to Switch on November 20th, first of all. So
That's
that's
yesterday.
Cool. 30th, I'm sorry. Let me start over. It's coming to Switch on November 30th. It's sort of like a 2D classic brawler style game. However, it seems like they're putting, little fun spins on it. You're two baristas who are sort of like filled with caffeine, trying to fight off the aliens that have come to take over Earth.
Is it like Beer Tapper, that game where you serve? It's a brawl.
It's a brawler. You're fighting.
It's like a brawl. So,
but I saw a video and they were like downing cups of coffee really fast, and I thought that was kind of funny. It looks kind of fun. I would give it a try. I don't know. Do you still not so interested in those kinds of brawler games?
I don't like brawlers like that because where you have to line the shadows up to make the hits.
Yeah, but maybe it's.
I think
it's worth trying newer ones because I think that maybe they're not so clunky as the retro
But
ones.
I'm not saying I won't try it, but even like Double Dragon Neon had the same problem, and even Scott Pilgrim's game, same issue.
I liked Scott Pilgrim's game. I guess I've played a lot of these actually. Brawlers.
I don't know what it is. I can't get you have to stare at the damn shadow to line up if you're in the right thing, and I can't figure that out for some reason.
Well, we might still try it.
Yeah, I'm not opposed, but
it's a local co-op, so yeah, definitely check it out. They're on Twitter at MegaCat Studios, so you can check out trailers with their game. And it's coming out November 30th digitally.
Awesome. Speaking of Twitter,
Twitter.
We have a Twitter.
We do at Saves Together. We're on Twitter, and we basically post like all of our updates, pictures. Not all of our pictures. All of our pictures are pretty much on Instagram, but we sort of cross post sometimes. So yeah, check out Twitter and Instagram for the majority of your Saves Together content, but you can also follow us on Facebook where we host podcasts and videos. You can find us on SoundCloud. That's where we host our podcast, but we're basically on most podcast like aggregating platforms. So just look up Saves Together and you'll most of the time find us. And if you don't, you can let us know by DMing us at our Twitter. If you find like a network that, Saves Together's not on here, then let us know. You can DM us on Twitter. Our DMs are open.
I just realized we always say that. But like these people are listening.
What's your point?
So like we say, like
if they wanted to find another way to listen to us.
Okay.
How about that?
It's for our true diehard fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I guess I get like if they found
see what
us
you're saying,
by accident on YouTube and it's like they're actually
yes, exactly, because we are also on YouTube and you can find that URL on our Twitter in our little website link. And you should subscribe.
But I actually kind of want to go do like a poll or whatever. On Instagram and on Twitter, can you do polls?
You can do polls on Twitter.
Can we ask like, hey, what podcast services do you use? Just to double check ourselves.
That's a good question. Because that's a good question. Like what major podcast? Maybe we can do a there's that poll site that everyone uses because that way you can add so many options.
Can people write in?
Yes, I think so.
Because I think it's going to be too hard to do. Please let us know which one you use. No one's going to answer. But if it's just a poll, you can click one thing. Let's give that a try after this.
So, yeah, you can find us at all those sites. You can also follow us on Twitch. We don't really stream so constantly right now, but next year we're hoping to sort of ramp it up a little bit in streaming if we have time and some other things. So, yeah, go follow us, like us, subscribe, comment, love us, hate us. Don't hate us.
Don't hate us. If you don't like us, just go.
We're fairly benevolent?
Nope.
I'm thinking of a word that means not harmful.
Benevolent is the opposite of that, isn't it?
But in that case, we are benevolent.
Yeah, no, we're docile. We're over here on our couch.
I was thinking, there's a word out there that starts with a B. Anyway,
benign?
Hit me up with that thesaurus.
Benign.
Benign! That's it!
Yeah.
You got it!
I know.
We're fairly benign. Love us. Thank you.
Bye.